Right. Today we are going to be talking about the unit 3, chapter 1. Actually, in this unit, we are having 4 different chapters. The first chapter talks about the inheritance. Second chapter talks about the packages. Third chapter talks about the lambda function. And fourth chapter talks about the interfaces. So these are the 4 chapters are available. It's a big unit actually. And now today we're going to start about inheritance. So in this chapter, inheritance, we have the concepts like introduction, classification, abstract classes, final keyword with inheritance. So the same book we are going to follow, the Java Complete Reference, as well as some other the websites we are going to follow to have refer the content. Okay. So coming to the first topic of this chapter, inheritance. So what is inheritance? Is one of the Java, one of the so we can say one of the feature of the Java. We can say also as a buzzword or a principle of Java is we can call as the features best suitable. Feature is one of the feature of Java is inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but acquiring the parent class properties by child class. Acquiring the parent class properties by child class. If you see in this figure, the inheritance is going to be, say for example, it is a class is called as a human. The humans here is a dad and mom. Now from dad and mom, the maybe daughter or maybe the son, you or maybe the son is going to be acquiring the properties of from the dad and mom. So this dad and mom are called as, they are going to be parents, and here daughter or child is called as daughter, or maybe son is called as child. So acquiring the properties from the parent class by the child class is called as inheritance. So here parent class is called as superclass and child class is also called as subclass. So with this intro part, let me talk about a theoretical way what actually the purpose of inheritance. So inheritance is one of the main objectives. It allows the creation of hierarchical classification. Hierarchical classification is nothing but just we have seen the mom and dad. From there is a child. Again for that child, one more having again for some of a couple of years. Again maybe have the child or daughter. So from grandmother, grandpa to the father to the childs, again their childs, again they have their own childs. Again, this is a hierarchical process, hierarchical classification. Now, acquiring the properties of the parent class from the parent class by the child class is called as inheritance. Okay. Now, coming to the inheritance in Java is a mechanism. Coming to the definition, please make a note of this. Mechanism is a mechanism, inheritance means, in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of a parent class. All the properties and behaviors is what? The attributes, the methods, the constructors of the parent class, everything is going to be acquiring by the child class. So acquiring one object acquires all the properties and behavior of a parent object is called as inheritance. And simple, a class that is inherited is called as superclass. A class that does the inheriting is called as subclass. So inherited is superclass, inheriting is called as subclass. Okay. So superclass, subclass is also called as child class, which inherits from another class. Superclass is also called as parent class. The class being inherited is going to be being inherited from it is going to be inherited in the sense what? It is going to be deriving from, this is going to be deriving to the child class. Okay. So it is possible to inherit the attributes as well as the methods from one class to another class. So acquiring the properties means not only the class name, but also the attributes, methods, constructors, everything you are going to be acquiring by the child class. Okay. Now coming to some more detail about this inheritance concept. The idea behind inheritance in Java is that you can create a new class. You can create a new class that are built upon the existing classes. So you can create a new class over here. Based on that, new class means what? Child class upon the existing class. Existing class here is called what? It is a parent class. So when you are going to be inheriting from an existing class, so you are going to be, what is the purpose of, main purpose of inheritance means, like you are going to be taking all the properties. Properties means instead of using the, if you require the same variable name, if you require the same method which is available in parent class, instead of again declare the variables in the child class, again defining the method in the child class, why don't you use the parent variables, parent methods, parent constructors, instead of having not constructors, only the variables and methods we can be acquired. Why you can't be use that the same into your child class also? So that is to make use of that. You are going to be reducing the code. So that's why we are going to reuse methods and fields of parent class, and you can add new methods and fields for this class also. Not only, say for example, is parent class consisting of ij variable and a method called as a. Now parent A is going to be inherited by parent B, means class B. Now class B extends class A. Now class B consisting of ij variables as well as the method A. Not only this, the class B, which is a child class, also can create his own fields, his own methods. It's not mean that is acquiring the parent class only, it has to use the variables and methods of parent class. No, that can be also be used, as well as the child class can create their own data members, their own methods. Okay, that's what the point called as. You can add new methods and fields also. Now inheritance, if you talk about that, what type of relationship of inheritance is a relationship, also called as parent-child the relationship. In next semester, you have a software engineering course where there is a lab for software engineering. There you are having a lab OOAD, object-oriented analysis design through UML, Unified Modeling Language. You are going to designing that. When you are designing the inheritance, when you want to make it class A, class B relationship, you have to use is a relationship, the notations over there. So that's why inheritance is represent is a relationship, also known as parent-child relationship. And very important point here, unless specified otherwise, all the classes are derived from a single root class that is called as object class. So object O is a capital here. Now till now, whatever the programs you have done, till now there is no inheritance concept. There is no keyword called as extend in this examples. Whatever the weak programs, whatever the practice program you have done, all the classes, say for example, you have created a class A, class B, class student, class simple, class the some different classes you have created. All that classes are going to be derived from a single root class called as object. It is done implicitly. It is done implicitly. How when you are creating an object, by default, the default constructor, how it will be called in the same fashion. If you are not derived, means what? If you are not extend with the help of extend keyword, if you are not using the inheritance concept, then by implicitly all the classes, whatever you are creating for a program, will be implicitly derived from object class. If no class, that is no parent class, is explicitly provided, the class object implicitly assumed. The class object is going to be implicitly assumed. If no parent class is explicitly provided, if you say, for example, class B extends class A, means now class B is not deriving from object class, it is deriving from parent class, that is class A. That is a meaning. So if you want to explicitly define through the inheritance concept, through the extends keyword, then it is derived from that parent class. If you're not deriving from the parent class, so that class will be implicitly, automatically, implicitly inside, it will be derived from the class called as object. So object means not instance of a class here I'm talking. Object is a class here because O is a capital. So all the classes is going to be deriving from object class. Remember, if you're not explicitly derived from a parent class, if you're not derived that, all the classes are derived from the implicit class, that is class object. So if you want to explicitly define it with the help of extend keyword, with the help of the concept of inheritance, you can be explicitly derived. Let me talk about the syntax of the inheritance. Here is the syntax. Syntax of class. Say class is a keyword here, and subclass first. Again, extend. The keyword for inheritance concept is extends. By seeing the extend keyword, you simply blindly remember that it is deriving from the superclass. So subclass is deriving from superclass. Say for example, subclass is, say for example, if you can say A and superclass is B, for example. Now it is extend. So all the properties of class A, properties means the methods, the attributes are going to be acquired by class B. Acquire means they can be directly use it without any creating of any object for class A. Okay. Now class A is a subclass. So class A is a subclass over here, and class B is a subclass. Class A is a superclass, and class B own methods and the fields can be derived from here. Now here the extend keyword indicates that you are making a new class that derives from an existing class. What is the existing class here? class A is a existing class. What is a class B? Is a new class. Okay. So in the terminology of Java, a class that is inherited is called as superclass. The new class is called as that is inheriting class is called as a subclass. Already we have seen that one. So remember, this syntax is very important for this. Let me discuss in detail about the concept of inheritance by taking a simple example. So here I am creating a simple example. I'm going to creating a simple example here. Now see, I'm creating first a superclass. So how can we say is a superclass means, if you see here, class B is extends class A. Now when it is extends class A, now here class A is a superclass and class B is a subclass. So by that I can say here class A is a superclass. Now I'm declaring I and J variables, and I'm defining a method in class A, that is show A. Class A, that's why show A. Now just displays I and J values. So end of the class here. So end of the method here, end of the class. Now I'm creating a new class called as B by extending class A. Inside the class B, I'm declaring K variable, and I'm defining two methods. One is show B because the class B, so it's just show B. It displays K value, and I am also defining one more method called as sum. The purpose of the sum method here, it is defining is for summation of I, J, and K. Now this is end of the class B. Now class A superclass completed. Class B child class is also be completed. Now what is we have left it? We required a main method. The class which is going to be called the main method here is a simple inheritance. I'm calling the simple inheritance over here. I'm calling the main method. Now I want to be access the data members of class A and data members of class B. Now how we can be call that? With the help of object creation only. How to create object for class A? Class A, it is super OB, means it is a super class object. For our convenience purpose, I'm just using super OB. For subclass B, I'm going to using an object called as sub B. Now, once it is created, the object, this is a class A, right? So what are the data members for class A? This is here I and J. I and J. Okay. Now this is super OB. Now super OB is going to pointing by class A because I am creating once it is created. Why IJ? If you see what are the data members of class A, only I and J. Now I'm creating class B object for this one. Now once I'm creating class B object, now this is class B. Now when I'm creating this one, what is the name of this object is sub OB. Now what are the data members for the class B? So it is inherited by class A. So it will be consisting the data members of class A, that is I and J, as well as its own data member. What is its own data member? K. And what are the methods in class A? Show A. Okay. And what are the methods will be for class B? It is inheriting by class A. So it is having a show A as well as show B as well as sum. Three methods will be there for class B. So it is sub object points by this class B over here. Okay. Now what you can do is here class B not only its own data member, that is K, but also having class A data members also, because it is inheriting, right? Now next come to the initializing the values for the data members for superclass. So what are the data members of superclass? I and J. How to assign initialize the values for any variable? Object name dot variable name. Object name dot variable name. So for which variables you are going to assigning? For class A variables, I want to be initialize the values, initialize the variables. So I need to use the object name of which class? Class A object name. So the class A object name here is, it is a super OB. Super OB it is going to be having here. So super OB dot I, super OB dot I here. So what is the value you are initializing? 10 here. And super OB dot J, what is the value you are going to initializing? 20 here. Okay, so in this line, it will be initialize the values of this one. So how it is be stored only in the class A? Because I am using the which object? Class A object. So class A object dot I. So it will be store the respective variables or values of that respective class. How we are mentioning is with the help of object name. And just displaying the contents of super OB and call the show A. When I'm calling with the which object name I'm going to calling? Super OB object. So super object dot show A. So it goes to here, show A. Now who call show A? Super OB. So super OB, so it calls super OB here. So whatever there in the super OB, I value and J value, that will be displayed here. I and J values of here, that will be displayed. Okay. Again, it will come back and just display a new line. And again, I am initializing the variables for class B. So what is the object for class B? Sub OB. So I, J, K. I'm going to assigning for this one. Now already by this statement, I is 10 and J is 10 in class B, class A. Automatically, this also be having 10 and 20 because it is inheriting, right? Now K value initially it is a 0 because it's just have declared it. There is no value for that one. By default, the initial values of in Java for integer, it is a 0 default values. Now, when I am going to be calling this initialization sub ob.i equal to 7, sub ob.j equal to 10, and sub ob.k equal to 9, then it will be overwrite here. So see here, it will be overwrite instead of 10, it will be overwrite with 7. Instead of 20, it will be overwrite with 8. Now instead of 0, it will overwrite with 9. Now what is the values of the class B? I, J, K. I is 7, J is 8, and K is 9, which is pointed by sub object O. Sub OB. Now we are displaying the sub object contents of sub OB. Sub OB dot show A. It is calling. Now we go back here. That is show A. It will be goes to. And who calls now? It's called by sub OB object. So whatever in the object of sub OB, the I and J values, that values will be displayed here. So what are the values of sub OB objects here now? 7 and 8. That will be displayed. Now it will call again sub ob dot show B. Sub ob dot show B means what? It will be there. Who called show B? Sub object OB. So whatever the value K in sub OB object, that K value will be displayed. What is the K value of sub OB? 9. 9 will be displayed over there. Next, it displays a new line. Next, it is calling sum of I and J of sub OB. Now, sub it will call. Who calls sub OB? Now it will come back to some method. Now it is going to be I plus J plus K. That is sum of here. So who calls sum here? Sub OB. So the sub OB of I value, sub OB of J value, sub OB of K value will be summation here. So what are the sub OB of I, J, K? 7, 8, 9. So 7, 8, 9. So what is the output? It will be becomes 24. It will be there. Okay. So that's the output. It will be displayed over here. So that's how the inheritance concept can be done over here. Okay. Now let me see the output of this program. Output of this program is here. So see, content of super object is I and J is 10 and 20. Contents of sub object is I and J is 7, 8, and K value is 9. The sum of I, J, and K in sub object is I 7, J 8, K 9. Total value is 24. So let me run the program. So here is the program. Now here is the practice program. What I'm doing here is I have just store it as okay. Now observe carefully here, very important point. This is the simple inheritance concept. This is the simple inheritance concept here. So what is the class? We have to save it. Of which class I had to save? Wherever the main method. So here is the main method. Simple inheritance main method is there, right? So that simple inheritance main method will be saved as a file. Now tell me here, what are the classes are available here? Just observe carefully. Here there is no classes. All are .java file only. This is .java. So for example, this also I will be move here for your convenience. This is already have saved for the next. See, I'll just make use of here. Now remember, only one file is there in simple inheritance. That is simple inheritance.java. This program, only one file is available. Now I am compiling the program. I'm just going to the command prompt. I'm going to the CMD command prompt here, and I'm just enter. This is the command prompt. So what is the name of the file name? Simple inheritance.java. Okay. Once I compiled, when I have compiled this program, now observe here carefully. What are the classes that came here? Previously is only Java file. Now you have compiled the simple inheritance. Automatically, simple inheritance dot class file has to come. And what about A and B? This also be the classes of that one. So totally how many classes is generated? 3 classes, class A, class B, class inheritance. For all that 3 classes is generated the classes. Remember that point, because in the program, don't be think that the output, it will be compared with the same name. We are saving simple inheritance. When you are saving with the simple inheritance, it is the program is associated for the classes, class A as well as class B also. Okay, so it will be created the classes for class A and class B as well as for simple inheritance. Totally 3 classes has created here. Remember that point. Okay, I'll just run the program and see the output. See, superclass content is 10, 20, subclass content is 7, 8, and K is 9, and sum of I and J in the sub object is 24. Like this, the program code will be there. Okay, so that's about the inheritance concept over here. Okay.